Continuing with the Proverbs from chapter 14, verse 15. The simple believes every word, but the prudent man looks well to his going. Now, it shows that we cannot just believe what people say. We have to look at their life. Look at the testimony. Probably, if it's possible, to check, what about the background, about different things. And if they're faithful with what they're doing, what's happening in their life. So, for instance, when I was checking different leaders, they sounded very good what they were sharing, but I was like, I want to know how is their life, how is the people around them, how they're doing and what's happening. So I remember there was one leader in the United States, and I was in the Bible school, and actually I got to check him out from close by, and I saw a very much good fruit. And when others I was checking, there was lots of putting up the face stuff, lots of nice words, but not matching so much, and sometimes they made themselves sound much better than was actually happening in their life. So I think that there's, and the thing is that does the words match and the preaching match to their life? I think that's what it actually shows. So simple, it means that they don't bother to check many times. They just believe it just because it sounds good. But prudence is required in order to actually find out is the truth in their life. So many times, because I'm very much want to see what's real, what's truth, what's actually behind, and it takes, of course, more time to find that out. But it's definitely worth it. And actually, the deeper we grow, the more we, the more repentance we have, the more we humble in front of the Lord, the deeper we're able to go, and our attitude starts to change. Our belief system starts to change, and discernment actually gets deeper as well. So then we develop more prudence, and actually quicker and quicker we're able to recognize who's just sounding good, like an echo from somebody else, or who are actually believing what they're saying. So we can recognize very fast if you develop that kind of a level of prudence and observation, which is from the Lord, is actually grace from the Lord. And it's a lot to do with just humbling in front of the Lord. And if you do something wrong, admit it. And I've done all kind of screw-ups, and I just have to admit, even though it looked very bad at the moment when I confessed it. But in the end, God kind of covers things up. I don't have to cover up myself. God really takes care of me quite well in those things, and I just have to humble in front of Him and not to try to put cover up. Even though there's a temptation to sort of maybe I could kind of get this sort of slided, but it always turns around and bites in the back. So it's better just to humble ourselves, even though some people will sort of look down on you or on anybody else who does that. But in the end, actually, Lord exalts those who humble themselves. So that's important, and it's important to look at the people's walk and not to just follow every single word. And verse 16. A wise man fears and departs from evil, but the fool rages and is confident. Now, I think that in terms of fears, doesn't mean that he's so afraid, but more is this smart? Is this wise? Should I engage in this or not? Sort of you observant, I think that in terms of fear, you're not just boom, oh yeah, I'm so good, I can just do some stuff out of the overconfidence, so to speak. Overconfidence, I think it's just foolishness. Which of course I'm still young, and I've done lots of dumb, overconfident things, and crashed and burned, and then I learned a little bit. Maybe I should observe first, and not trudge on. Of course, we have to step in boldly in things that God is telling us, but also see, what would be potential dangers, mistakes, potential fallouts, what can be in the future, to develop this observational ability. And it's sort of a healthy fear, or I would say more of observation, how to translate it that way. So I would say a wise man observes cautiously and departs from evil, not just, go on confidently into war without knowing what's going on. That's just dangerous and stupid. Verse 17, he that is soon angry deals foolishly, and a man of wicked devices is hated. So, if you think about somebody who gets flared up very fast, and deep down you know that that person, if somebody gets just angry quickly with you, you know that they lose any influence with you when they do that. Maybe cause some fear, but technically like healthy influence, they lose it fast. So, and that's not good, and eventually if they also make some wicked schemes and stuff, well, nobody likes that. You want to build good things, and only destroying this devil's work if you want to destroy something. Destroy devil's work, not build God's work, because Jesus even said, he came to destroy the works of the devil. So we don't want to scheme anything wrong, and those schemes has to be destroyed actually, because sometimes there's so much schemes build up. It's hard to build anything good, because people scheming all around and they're busy with scheming. So that has to be destroyed in order for the truth and true stuff starts being built up. So that's sort of important, and even expose the schemers and expose the schemes, because sometimes people think that it's a good thing and they don't realize it's actually a scheme of the enemy or of the schemers, and then it's turned away from that and turned towards righteousness and building things correctly. Verse 18, the simple inherit fully, but the prudent are crowned with knowledge. Now it shows that there's all kind of knowledge out there, and there's many of the knowledge there is fully. And the thing is that if you don't develop prudence, observation, how things actually work, have some kind of ability to read and understand the history, like what happened in the past, how people rise, how people fall. In the Bible, there's so many stories when people rose up to the power, when people fell off the power, when people obeyed the Lord and follow the way He prescribed to be, they prospered. If their pride came or they fall away from the Lord, the downfall came. So you can just observe, certain things, certain patterns. So those who obeyed the Lord succeeded, those who didn't, fall apart, fall off, and those who separate themselves and thought that they're like the king of the world, eventually crash down. So there's multiple things you can observe and check. And if you do follow the way the Lord prescribes, the way He shows, you get more knowledge, you get more wisdom of God, and actually get more favor too. So this is what I wish for you and pray for you, that you get the knowledge of God, true knowledge, not this puffed up knowledge, but true knowledge of God, which is coupled with the fear of God, and that you get His favor wherever you go. So this is what I'll share with you today, and God bless you.